for these meditations is for us to gather together, to have the space to just process, to ground ourselves, and to begin the day with meditation and centering the heart. There's going to be a lot of focus throughout these meditations on the heart. And because the energy of the month is a very heart-centered energy, the sun is in Sekhmet, the lioness, or what most people know through the traditional or common interpretation as Leo, which is the Greek or Hellenistic interpretation of astrology. I connect that through my own interpretation of the Kemetic cosmology that I've been initiated into by my spiritual father, Baba Heru Ankara Samaj. And I would love to just make sure that you're giving your consent to being here. Everything is by invitation, as always. If there's anything that your body is communicating to you, allow yourself to be there, depending on where you are with your meditation practice. Maybe you are in a place where it's more challenging for you to quiet the mind and to be present and to receive. And my reminder, even for those who are seasoned in meditation, is to trust the process. This is part of a collective intention and really rooting us into the warrior spirit that exists in our heart. The heart houses courage, and the heart is where our passion is. And in awakening or in honoring the spirit of those who are freedom fighters, we're also awakening our warrior spirit, and we're tending to our heart. One of the things that came up in the last meditation was potentially doing the Ma'at declarations, the 42 declarations of Ma'at every day. So I'm going to begin that tomorrow because I feel like that's going to need a more intentional um, opening for that meditation. For today, since it's August 4th, I'm going to open us with some awareness around a significant Black August occurrence, which is when Thomas Sankara became the president of Burkina Faso. And I'm going to share why exactly that is so important, why that is one of the days that we honor in Black August. And that's going to be what initiates us into today's session, which, as I mentioned in the previous session, if you were here with us, that we're going to begin descending. So we've been working with the heart tone. We've been working with the crystal bowl. Today, we're going to work with the crystal bowl that is the root energy center. It's going to tune our root energy, and it is going to stabilize us at the foundational level. A lot of us get stuck in that space because we're in survival mode, and that's natural. It's part of our human experience. It's also the state and the condition that most of our people are stuck in. So even though we've been working the heart, what I felt really strongly today is like the necessity, especially because yesterday Chiron stationed retrograde. So Chiron is a minor planet or an asteroid, as they would say, that really represents, they call it the wounded healer. And there's a whole mythology around it. I'm not going to get deep into that. Those are some of the things that I'll be sharing in the other videos that we do that go more into the cosmology, more into the cosmic comprehension. So make sure that you subscribe and you hit the notification bell when you subscribe so that you are notified when the live streams are scheduled. And as we move through this process, we'll be adding more layers in. I'll be adding the calendar just to give you more awareness of the things that are going on, and closing, doing the announcements. And eventually we can open up the floor for other people to come in and participate or share as we proceed throughout the process. We have a whole month, so we're just slowly moving through the process, and it's going to be a revolutionary process. So today we're beginning the descent. I've been saying like we're going to descend, we're going to go in, and the reason why descent is so important is because a lot of people right now are talking about ascension. We want to rise, we want to elevate our frequency. And through that process, a lot of people are welcoming a lot of false light, a lot of, trying to transcend and override things that we actually need to move through. and that we actually need to alchemize. So those are like the denser, the heavier energy. So that's why today I'm saying we're descending into the root, because the heart is up here. The root energy center is at the base of our body. There are 7 main energy centers if you're not familiar with them. Again, I'm going to start doing the other sessions just to start giving some context that I think will support the practice and empower you in your own spiritual connection to your body. We also have the Sexual Alchemy webinar series. That's a playlist on the channel that you can watch, because we did go through the 7 major energy centers and share a lot of Kemetic wisdom and spiritual science in that. So please, if you have a chance and you're interested in this, you can go and check that out. But the process of coming into the root is for us to really gather and be present with what is at the base of our energy. So that's what I'm guiding you towards today, is like taking inventory of what is at the base of our energy, meaning foundationally in the physical material realm, right? Our sustenance, our needs, the things that we have to have in order to survive. What is the baseline there? How can we create stability there? Because when we feel unsafe or unstable, on a fundamental human level, on a primal level, and our ability to survive is compromised, or we think it's compromised, then it impacts the ability of our energy to be able to rise and circulate. So that's why we're going to work with the root energy. When I said Chiron station retrograde, the reason why that's significant is also related to Thomas Sankara. So Thomas Sankara, interestingly enough, led a agrarian reform in Burkina Faso. Now, on August 4th, when Thomas Sankara was freed from prison, when the French colonial power or parasites imprisoned Thomas Sankara during the movement, as the people were, rebelling and organizing and moving towards liberation, Thomas Sankara was in prison, and on August 4th, he was freed. The coup that freed him placed him or positioned him as the president. And they immediately renamed the nation, which was an important, very, very, very significant act, because the name Burkina Faso actually translates in the indigenous languages of that land to be the land of the upright or honest people, Burkina Faso. Now, that fundamentally, in terms of how they identified themselves, really released them in many ways, psychologically and spiritually, from the shackles of French colonialism. Now, it's interesting that today, the main revolutionary movement that is taking place on the continent of Africa is in West Africa, with the alliance between Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and other occupied territories, right? These are colonial territories that were created post-colonialism, even these names, all of these things, except Burkina Faso. I wanted to really speak to that because a lot of the countries in Africa are still operating under that colonial kind of structuring that happened, the lines and divisions that were created through colonialism. So when we look at Burkina Faso today and we look at what Captain Ibrahim Traoré is doing, it is really the resurgence of the spirit of Thomas Sankara. So when we look today at August 4th as being when Thomas Sankara was placed as the president, I'm sure today in Burkina Faso there are great celebrations happening. And it's significant for all of us to celebrate as a African world, as a global acknowledgement. It's part of what makes Black August a Pan-African movement, because we're acknowledging not only our revolutionary freedom fighters of those Africans colonized in America, but also all over the African world, all the acts of liberation that have informed and that can inspire us to continue that revolutionary trajectory. Okay, so now I said Thomas Sankara led an agrarian reform, and one of the things that he's famous for, so that's it's an agricultural reform, and it's connecting us back to the land. Malcolm X said it best: revolution is based on land. Land is the basis of all freedom, justice, and equality. Why? Because our very survival, our very sustenance, our very body is of the land, right? Our reliance on the trees that give us the oxygen for us to breathe, that are coming out of the land, that are of the land, right? The food, the vegetation that gives us the vitality, right? The sustenance, the abundance of the earth, right? So land is so important, and our ability to feed ourselves is so important. Thomas Sankara said, he who feeds you controls you. Now it's interesting with Chiron retrograde, because as I was saying, Chiron is dealing with the energy of food, of because right now it is in Api, which is the bull or Taurus, as they say in the Greek. So with this optical illusion of a retrograde, where it looks like the planet or the asteroid is moving backwards, it is an opportunity for us to reflect on our pain points. Because, like I said, Chiron is the wounded healer. So when we think about Thomas Sankara and we're grounding ourselves today, I really want us to connect to our physical body, our connection to the land, our connection to sustenance, our survival, our needs, our primal instincts, and really take an assessment of where we are in that regards. Okay? So we are going to prepare and begin with the tone of the root. So I want you to begin to allow everything that I just shared with you to just kind of land in your body, taking notice of where it has been landing in your body, where it is moving through your body. Just taking notice, coming into presence with the breath and observing where your breath is. Relaxing the body, grounding yourself. Wherever you're seated, imagine that your roots are letting down into the earth, connecting with the truth of your oneness with nature, with the earth, with the land beneath you. With all of the spirits of the land, the soil, the rocks, the mountains, the trees, and all of the other animals that traverse the earth, that are part of our beautiful system of connectivity. Allow your roots to let down if your feet are placed on the ground or wherever your body is connecting to your seat. Let those roots deepen into the earth with every breath that you take. Let's begin taking some releasing breaths, becoming more conscious now of where you are in your body. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the throat. Relaxing the face, your cheeks, your nose, your lips. Relaxing your eyebrows. Relaxing your forehead. Relaxing the follicles of your hair and your crown. Relaxing your ears. Relaxing your arms. your chest. Making sure your spine is nice and stacked. Each of your 33 vertebrae, giving yourself a nice natural curve and relaxing the shoulders to extend and uplift your neck. Imagine that you have a golden thread that's at your sit bone that's slowly, gently lifting you up one vertebrae at a time, like it's coming up, pulling you up through your neck, up through your crown, all the way up to the heavens, to Mama Nut, the cosmic womb, while grounding in Papa Geb, the earth that erects all vitality and vegetation, remembering and connecting to the earth, our bodies, relaxing your stomach, relaxing your womb if you have one, relaxing your core, relaxing your genital muscles, relaxing your lower back, your mid back, your upper back. Relaxing your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your fingers. Relaxing your hips. Relaxing your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles. Relaxing your feet and your toes. Just bringing consciousness to the entire body, your skin, your bones. Relaxing your organs. Bringing your consciousness to all of your different cells that are organized in your body. Relaxing and taking notice of all of the systems that are always active in your body. Your immune system, your metabolism, your digestion, your breath. All of these beautiful systems that are well organized, hopefully healthy. Taking notice and communicating with your body in this moment to relax these systems, to give gratitude for their function. To listen, relaxing the throat, relaxing the mouth, the tongue, the active parts where we want to express out. We're opening up to receive. So we're closing the impulse to respond. Through our relaxation, we're allowing ourselves to come into a receptive state, trusting our autonomy, our sovereignty of our body, protecting our body. Remembering that an open heart is a safe heart, allowing the beautiful, radiant, golden, solar light in the heart to protect your vessel, to protect your body as you journey deeper into your body. We're going to come into some releasing breaths here. Inhaling in through the nostrils. Remembering to maintain an erect and relaxed posture As you exhale, exhaling out of the mouth at your own pace. Allow your release to be audible. Free yourself, right? We're making the space to really be able to receive the wisdom of our body. So we're just letting out the vibration, any stagnant, any energy we're holding in our throat. So you're inhaling gently at your own pace through your nostrils, spiraling that breath, bringing it into the belly, into your core, letting that breath expand you, and releasing the jaw, opening the mouth for your release. Nice deep inhale through the nostrils and yawning out the release. Releasing any stagnant energy, releasing any energy that is not yours, that's present with you, anyone else's energy, any conversations, any projections, any concerns. Releasing anything that doesn't serve your highest good, releasing anything outworn. And as you allow your body to release, yawning out that energy, making space, inhaling in what you're calling in, this beautiful, courageous, passionate, soul-filled energy. Bring your gaze, as your eyes are closed, to the in-between of your brows, right in the center, in your first eye or your third eye, as many call it, the seat of your vision. And envision the energy that you're calling in, whatever intention that you're creating for this day, that you're sowing. Bring it in through your inhale and envision it through your first eye.